This week, we're revisiting one of our favourite Kias, the Sorrento, but this time it's the base model, the Sorrento S. On first inspection, the first thing you notice is that this doesn't look that much different to all of the other Sorrentos. And the first thing you notice is the small wheels. They're 17-inch on this base model. They go up to 18, 19 and 20-inch as you go up the model range. But nonetheless, this still looks pretty classy. It's still got LED lights. The top one has LED projector lights. But you get a lot of car for a 7-seater in the 40s. It's front-wheel drive. This is a V6 8-speed automatic gearbox. Now, the all-wheel drive models only come in diesel because the V6 petrol and this automatic transmission can't take all-wheel drive in right-hand drive models, and that's why we've never seen the all-wheel drive Stinger here as well. It's the same engine without a turbo. So this is a front-wheel drive with a V6 petrol engine with about 200 kilowatts, and that's an awful lot of power to put through front wheels. And this thing is constantly scrambling for grip. But I love it a lot. It sounds beautiful. Still has 7 seats, as I said, still has a bucket of space. Inside, the Kia looks a little bit more basic. This fabric I'm not terribly fussed on. And the other thing you'll notice is it's got a slightly different infotainment system. This base model doesn't have GPS, so it has no navigation system, nor does it have the really cool digital dashboard that you get in the top model. But look, other than that, I think this still looks pretty good. It's still got the fancy kind of scaly looking trim. This is a lovely looking thing inside. And apart from those two basic drivetrains, the only difference between the bottom model and the top model is trim. Now, let's use this key and get started. Now, the thing that I want you to notice is that this is the MyView Sensor XL, this is the miCam GPS. The GPS one, the basic difference is, let me start them up. The basic difference between these two models is this one is a dual cam, and that's what all of this palaver is about. This is going down to the rear camera. Obviously, I would have that better organized if this was my own car. I'd have it properly installed, but this is just for demonstration purposes. This, apart from having to make a few slight adjustments, is how it came out of the box. I stuck it to the windscreen, connected the back camera, pointed it sort of forward so I really haven't seen what the vision is like, and turned it on. So you can see now that the camera has started recording in both of them. And what this will do is monitor every single thing that I do as we take off. So I started the engine, there we go. Now, as we go forward, I'll show you here that the camera can also be viewed in this one. So they're now looking at the same thing. However, the navigation model, its normal mode is map. So I said in my initial review, the reason that you buy these, and they cost a little more, you can get navigation systems for, $100, Dashcams, $100, but the quality of the video is terrible. And that's what I want to show you in this video, exactly why you would buy them, and also that the rear vision is as good as the front vision. So let's set off. The other thing I want to mention about the other Sorrentos is that the diesel version doesn't have an 8-speed automatic. It's got an 8-speed DCT, so dual clutch automatic transmission. To the average punter, it probably doesn't mean very much, but they use DCTs because they allegedly have better gear changes, smoother gear changes and so forth. I'm probably not as enamored with them, but it does what it says on the box. And once you're underway, you notice that this Sorrento is So smooth. So smooth. Unbelievable. Now, you just saw then that car pull out in front of me. That is exactly what you want a dash cam to show. And as a result, I've got a file in my system on the one I've been using long term, which is this one. And in it, I've got various incidents along the way. I haven't had any really serious incidents, but things like this idiot pulling out in front of me, things like cars stopping in front of me, people crossing in front of the road and so forth. You'd be amazed at how many stupid things people do on the road. And it acts as a kind of black box flight recorder. So it's video and sound of what you're doing inside the cabin at all times, which is a good thing should you ever come to have to make an insurance claim. And the one time I've had to make an insurance claim, I hadn't connected the cameras. It was in my bag. Because I go from car to car several times a week, I have to take the camera with me. And so I can't use it. Now, you heard this camera has given me a school zone warning. Now, I've purposely left all of its warnings on to show you how annoying these are. That's the next thing. In the car's navigation systems, it is integrated, it's properly integrated, and the system is wired in. It knows that if you're indicating, you're intending to change lanes. The only time that it ever goes a little bit bananas is if you do it with blind spot monitoring. These are not wired to the car's system. They don't know anything about how you're traveling. They don't know you've indicated, etc. Now, they've got lane departure warning and collision warning and all of that sort of stuff. The most annoying thing is the school zone warnings. That's warning me that it's 40. Now, it is school holidays, so there is no school zone. But that thing will go off. I'd live in the city. It's really playing up today. The Sorento was telling me I was too close to the car in front, so it was beeping and shaking my steering wheel. Well, now, back to the dash cams. The dash cam was telling me there's a school zone, even not on a school day. And unfortunately, it will continue to do that. It will also continue to warn you when you've changed lanes. This one has lane warning and so forth. So the interesting thing to keep in mind is that what I've done is that I've turned on this one, everything off, all of the warnings and everything. So these cameras are recording your every move. It can work for you or it can work against you. What it means is that you've got to stay in the speed limit, in your lane, and if you make any mistakes, it'll record it as your fault. But also, if you make any mistakes, it'll record somebody else's fault. So the back camera, for example, is pointing out the back window. Now, that will capture anyone that's coming up behind you. Here's vision of a friend's car in a tunnel in Melbourne. Vision from his security cameras was able to give him an absolute airtight claim when it came to his insurance. He was able to immediately cast fault on the other driver, the truck driver who ran right up his clacker. The other thing that you'll notice is that I could only find a rear outlet for the power. So this dash cam is being powered by USB in the front console. This camera is being powered by power in the rear console. I don't know quite why Kia's done that. Now, a lot of people have said to me over the years, but surely all new cars have. There's a prime example of an idiot being an idiot. The Audi driver felt the need to come round really fast on my outside corner and then cut in front of me. There's no need to do it. He was just being an idiot. Now, okay. So as we drive out into the light, you'll be able to see that the camera really does change quite successfully as it goes into bright sunlight. Around the corner. And at this time of the afternoon, it really is quite strong sunlight. And it comes off the piano black bits and blinds you. We did a sneaky midweek break. Luckily, we got back prior to lockdown. We thought we wouldn't come back, but we came back. And there were 4 people on board, and this thing was deliciously smooth. Not only was it smooth, but it's incredibly quiet. I love the sound of that engine. Reminds me a little bit of a 1970s, 1980s Falcon Taxi, but you know, hey ho. That's all this week from Kia's Sorrento S, miCam and my view. If you've liked the film, don't forget, hit like, leave a comment, and just there to subscribe.